Hey there, Kettlebrook family. Troy here again. This day we've got Joe Butts with us, who's our elder chair. Obviously Ryan with me, and Steve Gillespie, who's one of our elders as well. And Ryan and I asked Steve and Joe to join us today because partially one of the questions you might be asking is, hey, a lot of decisions being made. How are those decisions being made? Well, if you know, Kettlebrook is a church that's run by a plurality of elders. And so we have 7 godly men who are meeting. We're meeting together at least once a week. We've been meeting twice a week sometimes for these past few months, trying to process through all these things, to pray through and say, God, how are you leading us? Also, we've been meeting with the Brook Pastor Network, with all the Brook pastors around the Southeast Wisconsin area, as well as those pastors, brothers who are in Washington County area, and processing through these questions with them. So what we wanted to do is we know that you're asking questions. What does it look like moving forward? When do we gather together again in a larger group? What does it look like for our small groups and missional communities? And so we have kind of a 3-phase approach that we wanted to share with you today.
Phase 1 is the phase that we're leaving, where we canceled our large group gatherings, we canceled our small group gatherings. Our staff work and pastors worked from home, other than some essential needs that were needed to be done here at the office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Joe and Steve, thanks for joining us here this morning. We appreciate you both. We're moving into phase 2, and we're going to continue our virtual gathering for that. But the change for that is going to be, we're going to encourage you to gather together with others from the Kettlebrook family. Maybe you'd even invite those outside the Kettlebrook family to be in part of the gathering with you. But we really want to emphasize small groups, missional communities, our group life during this phase, to begin on Sunday AMs, if possible, to gather together. I know I was just sharing with some at Kettlebrook that I just miss people. I miss our family members. So we're going to be again to try and gather on Sunday AMs with group members. And if you're not in a group, maybe this would be a time where you could join a group. You know, it's always been the heartbeat of who we are as a family here, and maybe this would be a time you'd want to join. If you'd want to be more information about that, you could reach out at info@kettlebrook.org, info@kettlebrook.org, and we'd love to try and connect you with a group. In the meantime, also, maybe you would just invite another family member or two from Kettlebrook over to your home to participate in the Sunday gatherings with you, just so that you're not doing it by yourself or just with your spouse or just with your family, but if you're comfortable, including others in that. Speaking of being comfortable, in our group life or in our family life, some might not be comfortable yet gathering with others in a home. We realize that, and if you have group members specifically who aren't comfortable with that, let's be creative and love them well. Try and Zoom them in. Maybe try and process with them the same content after the fact, what was talked about in the Sunday morning gathering, but we really want to seek to love them well in this time. And starting next Sunday, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, we're going to do a 3-week series on fellowship, which really is going to hit on kind of the fundamentals of group life. And we'd really encourage your groups to meet together and discuss the discussion questions and the topic related to fellowship during that time.
So thanks for laying out those phases. Phase 3, the next phase, we envision that starting on June 21st. And that's going to be the same as phase 2. There's still going to be virtual gatherings. There's going to be continued strong encouragement of meeting in missional communities, meeting in small groups. Absolute encouragement to invite others. If that's 2 of you, or if that's several of you, it really doesn't matter. But hopefully, we are living out just how to love each and every one is around us, neighbors, family, and friends, and people that normally, would not be in this type of engagement. That gathering on the 21st, the component's going to be different than phase 2. Is going to be new types of gathering, new types of worship in our large group space in Jackson and West Bend. We're working through those details of what that looks like. We're obviously following the guidelines that are recommended by both health and governmental authorities. So we look forward to that time, as Ryan states, and we've heard from Troy. I, like them, yearn to meet again, and we absolutely look forward to that time.
One of the things that we need to be aware of is the size of our gatherings. We've been blessed with a large facility and a large family. We want to make sure that we are being wisely caring for our vulnerable and for the children and the families that are coming to the community center.
And with that in mind too, caring for our family, we're pursuing some simple infrastructure upgrades. Things like touchless faucets, soap dispensers, touchless or dryers, towel dispensers, things like that.
Yeah. The other thing we always need to keep in mind too is families that in both Jackson and West Bend, we have we've used our facilities in a way that have engaged the community. Both the Jackson Community Center is the community center itself, so when we factor in what we're doing in our space, we're also factoring in our partners, the Jackson Community Center, and we've been meeting with, for example, the Senior Center and the Family Center here in West Bend at the Kettlebrook Community Center, because the Senior Center is bringing in some of the most vulnerable people, so we're processing through with Paula and her team how we're going to do that together to honor them and to care for them, as well as the Family Center and all the kids that are a part of that organization. So thank you for kind of understanding as we've wrestled through all those things, the meetings, the processing, the time, all the factors that are in play. We thank you for your grace in that, family. We need your grace in it. We pray that the Spirit is going to continue to allow us to demonstrate the fruit of the Spirit as we walk through this together. And we talked about last week the chess pieces. We really want to engage all those chess pieces through groups, through small groups, missional communities, discipleship groups, engaging us as we kind of grow big by growing small and then gathering momentum. And then maybe on June 21st, again, looking to gather as a larger family in a modified way. So we thank you again. We love you, we miss you, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.